You have to make the way for the
She survived the change.
Go! Wings! Go! There are paths. You'll be there soon. The world has changed. In the throes of a conflict crossing space and time, the last of humanity shelters in ruin on one side of a gateway that will lead them to a future without fear. And I've been sent ahead of them to the other side, through miles and a millennium. I don't know if humanity still exists out there. I don't know what remnants of us still linger across the world, scattered to the winds across vast seas and piercing mountains. Yet here the rain still falls, the sky still turns in its infinite celestial sphere, the air no longer burns with ash and panic. Humanity will thrive here. I know we will. All I have to do is make the way for them. When I arrived, when I stepped through the gateway and into this new land, I had lost everything. Literally, I had lost everything. All of my supplies, all of my materials, gone, as if they had never been. Everything, except for the banner of the Order. There's a certain symbolism in that. I knew then that things would be harder than I'd thought. Creating a sanctuary for the remnants of humanity is no easy feat, even in the easiest of times. And these were hardly easy times. I'd imagined the refuge I would build would stand somewhat like a village. With few supplies and with so little time left before the arrival of the others, that was no longer an option. So I cast aside my thoughts of villages and turned instead to the caves. They would not be an elegant solution, but the walls were pre-built and non-flammable. There was just one small problem. I needed light. Light to guide the way, light to banish the horrors that crawled within the darkness. Unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to rectify that. The night was dark and filled with terrors beyond those of a skeletal nature. I fled to a darkened corner of an overhang and huddled there till dawn came. Each time the skeleton's arrows had pierced my chest, I'd flashed into nothingness, like a moment caught between breaths. And then I was there, once again, breathing again beside the gateway. Whole. Human. Alive. The gateway had taken my supplies. I never stopped to consider what it might have given me in return. Though this land sang with potential danger stalked the wilds, skeletal riders would be the least of humanity's worries. So with sun-scorched bones, I tempted a few of nature's predators to my side. They would be guardians, protectors, companions. I called them Marrow for the bones she feasted on, and Mire for the dirt he dug with his paws. And together we ventured into the peaks to find the place that would become humanity's sanctuary. I knew the sounds that drifted from the rocks of the cavern, the haggard snarls of the undead. Even here, they clawed their way from the earth in darkened corners and shadowed crevices. Though the gateway had brought me back, I shuddered to think what might happen should I be bitten by the undead. The gateway would keep me alive, or rather my body. I wasn't sure if my soul was a part of the package deal, but I couldn't allow a nest of undead to just flourish within the sanctuary walls. I waited. The gateway had brought me back with barely a scratch, yet I'd felt the teeth of the undead tear into me. I knew the symptoms of turning well. First, confusion. Then, lack of energy. By the time the advanced decay started, the mind was long gone. The soul followed soon after. I counted each torch I placed. I did not lose count. I banished each monster I encountered in the tunnels. I did not falter. I did not begin to turn. I was starting to think this gateway deal was better than I could have imagined. I set to carving the sanctuary from the rock. The tunnels provided framework, yet were raw, unpolished, ungainly. Transplanting grass to the underground proved more difficult than I realized. Any cuttings died within hours. I lined the entryway with dirt so grass might spread on its own. Though the rivers nearby overflowed with salmon, I knew the supply might not last throughout the year. Humanity would need a more dependable food source. I stripped the seeds from wild wheat and mined the foundation of a farm from the stone. Beneath the earth, the crops would be kept in safety. Safety. The world hasn't been safe, not for a long time. Not since the plague of undead began to spread. Not since the Endermen appeared for the first time. It's amazing how swiftly that became our new normal. Conflict and disease. Each week was some new catastrophe, and that pattern endured for months. For years. I came to expect it. I watched the rising numbers and prayed my family would not be the next bitten. The shadows clouding the sky and turning the day to night lingered until the stars were almost a memory. Safety joined the list of casualties among thousands of us. But the sanctuary will be a place without fear, where my little sister can laugh and chase the dogs through the twists and turns of the corridors. Where my brothers can place the weight of their armor onto a stand instead of over their shoulders. Where my parents can build their nursery. Where you, Harlow, you and I, and the rest of the Order can finally finish what we started and find the cure for the undead. In this place of safety, there will finally be no distractions, no impending doom. You'll lead the Order to a solution. I can see it. I can see that future in these walls I'm carving, as they turn from ragged rock into the walls of home. Humanity's home. There are others wandering the mountainside. They are not human. It seems at least some remnant of civilization has survived. Though, by the crossbows, I would imagine not a peaceful one. Perhaps I shouldn't be too quick to judge. Despite it all, despite the threats from monstrosities known and yet unknown, I can finally breathe again in this world. The air is without the ever-present acrid haze that choked the sky. I'd nearly forgotten what a sky untouched by malice looked like, how deep and pure the shades of blue could be as they swept from horizon to zenith. The sight itself is reward enough. I thought the onslaught might never stop, that it might spread and consume the world. The fact that life yet exists in this place is a miracle. Each tree, each creature. It means that you were successful, Harlow. You stopped the Endermen from destroying the world. The results of your success lie scattered across the land, shattered, crumbled. The signal you sent a millennium ago swept the world and sealed the energy from each nether portal into the surrounding obsidian. It drips from within, weeping from the surface, no longer bound between angles of black, no longer opening this world to realms beyond. Though this world's connection to the nether has been severed, the Endermen still wander the surface. A part of me had hoped they'd be banished with the nether, that I'd never again have to keep my head bowed in silent terror as they swept past. But your predictions were right. The severing of the portals weakened them. They still have the ability to cross between worlds themselves, but now they can no longer drag others between the planes of existence with them. If they could, I'd already be gone. The window for your arrival opens soon. I've placed instructions on how to find the sanctuary just in front of the gateway. Even if I can't be there to meet you in person, you should be able to find your way. When you do arrive, I will ensure you and those you escort aren't greeted in the same manner as I was. I should have realized that something was wrong in that moment. I should have known that all of this was too easy. But I took the gift horse, never considering that its mouth might be lined with fangs. The Endermen remember. Perhaps it was foolish to assume they'd ever forgotten, even across a millennium. They tried so ardently to destroy humanity. Why would that have changed? They saw a chance to finally wipe humankind from the face of the earth, and they took it. But they forgot one thing. They are weaker than they once were. And this place, the people who will live here, are protected. The gateway gave me a gift. I intend to use it to its full potential. Soon, the gateway will activate, and humanity will step through into their new sanctuary. And the world will change.